Hi everyone, welcome to the 5 best butt exercises, and I'm super excited to share these with you. A couple of things that I will say just to start off is, one, if you've watched any of my other stuff before, you know that some of first of all, the reason that I'm sharing these specific exercises is because it's exercises that I don't normally see people doing in the gym, but they really are the most effective ones for working your butt. And a lot of times when you're working your butt or when you're trying to work some of these muscle groups, if like you're trying to lose weight, tone up, lean out, whatever your goals are, focusing on some of the bigger exercises or the exercises where you're moving your whole body will ultimately be more beneficial for you, and you'll see better results from those. So that's the first thing. The second thing, and again, I'm sure you've seen this too, because there's a ton of stuff on the blog on scottwelle.com, is just you are what you eat. And what you put in your mouth is very, very important. So again, if your goal is to lose weight, lean out, whatever it might be, you have to pay some waking attention to exactly what you're putting in your mouth if you're going to see some of the results that you want. So that's my quick disclaimer. Let's go ahead and let's get to it. Let's start out. It's again 5 exercises, and this is going to be separated out into the first 2 are going to be activation exercises for the butt. So they're going to get the butt going, they're going to get those muscles firing, they're going to get those muscles engaged. Then we're going to do 2 exercises that are those big movers, that are those big exercises where you're moving more of your whole body. And then we're going to finish with 1 smaller kind of toning exercise for you. So let's go ahead and let's get started on that. First thing that you do is probably grab a mat, and we're just going to do simple bridges. All right, so bridges, you're going to be in this position, knees are bent at about 90 degrees, hands are just at your sides, and you're just going to be bringing your hips up and down to the ceiling like so. Okay? Now a couple of things I'll say on this. 1, you're pushing from your heels when you're doing this, okay? And you'll notice that's a common theme in these exercises, is pushing from your heels. The more you push from your heels, the more you're going to get your butt involved. Alright, so that's number 1. Number 2 is don't actually come all the way back down to the bottom. Make sure you've got a little gap in there so your butt is not actually touching the ground. That'll just keep a little bit of tension on those glutes. And then when you get to the top, just make sure you're squeezing that butt hard. Okay? If you want to make this more difficult, pick one leg up, put it in march stance like so. I'll actually do the other one. And you're just going to do a single leg bridge like so. Same thing, pelvis staying level, pushing from here, pushing from your heel, and not resting at the bottom. You've always got a little gap there. So that's the more advanced version. That's the first activation exercise. Those are bridges. Let's get rid of that thing. Next one, grab a resistance band, and grab a resistance band that has a pretty good amount of tension on it. All of them are made differently, but I would say it would probably be, usually the darker the more resistance it has. But you're going to step on it, pretty wide stance, where your feet are just a little wider and shoulder width apart. Cross the band over, chest out, shoulder blades back, so you have good posture. Little flex in the knees. And then all you're going to do is you're going to step laterally, right? You're going to step laterally like so. Now I'm not going to actually move too far on these, but ultimately you'll start to feel this after a while. And the 2 things that I want to say on this exercise, 1, you'll notice when I actually do this, my feet never come inside of the width of my shoulders. Alright, they're always a little bit outside of that, so you're keeping more tension at the glutes. You'll see that I'm taking small steps like this. In other words, I see people doing this when I do see them actually doing the exercise, and if your feet get too narrow here, you're taking emphasis, you're taking tension off the butt. You have to keep it out wider than your shoulders. Alright, so that's number 1. So small steps, keep it wide. The second part is you don't want to be duck-footed like this. You don't want your feet facing out. You always want your feet either facing straight ahead or even a little bit pigeon-toed. Alright, with just a little flex in your knees. Doing that is going to keep more tension here, and it's going to allow you to hit those butt muscles just a little bit more. So that's the second part, all right? And you'll feel that one, trust me. Next one, lunges. Everybody loves lunges, right? Let me make sure I don't hit anything here. You're going to do a step back lunge. The only twist on it is you are actually going to do a little crossover when you're doing it instead of just going straight back. So you're going to lunge with just a little bit of a crossover, just like so. Same things I was talking about on bridges. When you get to this bottom position, you're going to be pushing from your heel. You're going to be driving up from there, okay? Up and down like so. You can also do it alternating. The reason you have a little bit of crossover is you're just loading up that butt a little bit more. Okay? Again, you can do all on one side. You can alternate. If you want to make it more difficult, you would either hold dumbbells in your hands, you would put a barbell on your shoulders, you would do it that way. But lunges is one of the best butt exercises you can do. So that's number 3. Fourth, lateral step ups. All right, you're going to find a bench, you're going to find a step, something like this. Foot's going to be on it, you're going to be pretty close to it. All you're going to do, again, push it from that heel, you're going to step up strong. Down, step up strong. Down, step up strong. Same thing as lunges. If you want to make it more difficult, you hold dumbbells, you put a barbell on your shoulders, and you push up strong. I'll show you from the side, where again, you're pretty close to it here. Knee is bent at about 90 degrees, hip is bent at about 90 degrees. You push it up like this. Is that bad if I'm getting tired of these? Alright, so that's the fourth one, that's step ups. Lunges, step ups. 2 of the best exercises you can do not only for your butt, but for your entire body. The last one, I would just call them donkey kickbacks, something like that. I don't actually do these because it challenges my man card just a little bit. But ladies, if you want to do them, men out there, if you want to do them, more power to you. You're going to be on all fours like so, and all you're going to do is you can either kick your leg back like so with a bent knee, you can straighten it out and do the same. You can bring it straight back, you can bring it down a little bit to the side, you can do it to the inside, you can do a little rainbow action where you're crossing over. But the point of this exercise is there's not really a right or wrong way that I could say that you could do it. The only checkpoint that I would give you is when you're doing it, make sure your back is staying pretty stable the whole time. Sometimes if I see people doing a toning exercise like this for the butt, they'll be moving their back like this as they're doing it. Anytime you're moving your hips and you're moving your back around, you're taking emphasis off of here. So keep this pretty stable, and regardless of whether you're going straight back, or to the side, or to the inside, you're going to be hitting that butt muscle, or those butt muscles, I should say. So, the last thing I'll say is I would really do these in that exact order. I would do bridges first, and then the band X walks for the 2 activation things, get the muscles going, then go straight into the step back lunges with the crossover, lateral step ups, and then if you want to close it out with some toning stuff, perfect. But you do those 5 exercises, I guarantee you're going to have a better butt. More on ScottWelle.com, and I'm sure you'll see me again soon. Have a good day.